We gonna start this video off about Boosie defending Diddy. So let's just read what his tweets say. He say, I feel Diddy in jail for basically doing what every other famous entertainer has done. Flew women out for threesomes. He's just freakier. We actually go call women prostitutes who fly in willingly to be with their partners for sex. If that's the case, if you've been flued out and had sex, you should be labeled a prostitute. If that's the case, that's 80% of the women reading this. 80%. I don't agree with that. But if that's the case, 80% of the women reading this and trafficking, hell no. You're a celebrity. You got to fly in women. Well, how is you going to get women? You're never in one place. When I saw that video, I was pissed off at him. Like, he really got a problem, but facing life in prison for doing basically what so many other entertainers has done. Definitely disagree with that, simply for the fact is, like, these freak-offs weren't you got coercion and people were forced to do things, but Ty Lee basically said the same thing, is these court documents include drugging underage girls, employees, and sex workers against their will, blowing up cars, shooting a woman in the face, and many other allegations that don't stop at a few threesomes with IG baddies featuring baby oil. Like dead ass, like, for him to defend that is wild to me. Simply, that we see that the allegations and then the court documents that are, and the fact that they got tapes and got him talking on tapes. Like, let's read what this says. They say, did you read? Let's see, click on that. Did it pop up? It says, in around November 2009, after the Soul Train Awards in Atlanta, Georgia, Mr. Combs flew with Miss Richards and Miss Harper to his house in New York on his private jet for an after party. They were well-known celebrities at the after party, and copious amounts of illegal drugs were being openly consumed. Upon information and belief, Mr. Combs had arranged for a dozen of young women and girls, some of whom appeared to be underage, to be transported to the party. The women arrived wearing little to no clothing and were given drugs and alcohol. Many of them appeared to be lethargic or passed out while Mr. Combs and his guests performed sexual acts on them. Miss Richards believed that her presence at the party was a test to see whether Combs could trust her. That's wild. Like, all of this is alleged, but come on, man. Like, and the fact that my boy got caught with 1,000 bottles of baby oil, like, what do you need that much baby oil for? You feel me? Like, we know you trying to slide into something, buddy, but that's just entirely too much. Like, I just don't understand. I don't understand the concept behind that. Let's see. The alleged freak-offs per the indictment occur regularly, often lasted multiple days, involved with multiple sex workers. Bro, he was paying people's college funds straight up. It says during the freak-offs, Combs distributed a variety of controlled substances to victims, in part to keep victims obedient and compliant. And the indictment reads, adding the victims of Combs himself often received IV fluids to recover from the exertion and drug use. Sometimes, unbeknownst to the victims, Combs kept videos he filmed of victims engaging in sex acts with commercial sex work. Bro, that's one thing you don't do if you committing a bunch of crimes is you film yourself. What an idiot. Let's go look at, I think Boosie said something else too. Oh, let me go back. What was Boosie? Oh, let me see. He said, I'm starting to feel like this sex trafficking charge for flying women in for threesomes will be a tool used to take down hip hop artists and celebrities. Just think about it. Who they flying? Yeah. And it's to turn up. This dude, I need him to. Who always in a different city and gotta fly girls to them, who ain't tripping and go give their sexual partner a little change. Think about it. This real. If you fly a chick in and you turn up and give her a little change, so she's straight when she go home, that sexual trap. Bro, listen to me, bro. Boosie, fam. That's not everything that he's did. Like, it's okay if you got, adults consenting to being flown out and to take drugs and to have, sex with whoever they deem to be having sex with and getting paid for it. That's different. But when you in here forcing people to do it, drugging people being lethargic, they don't know what's going on. That's completely different. That's a completely different situation. But we already know that he was going to plead not guilty, but he's held without bail. So let's see. Let's scroll down. They say this dude, I swear, like that Cassie tape was bad enough, bro. Like that should have definitely, you know, had us all raise our eyebrows because he did that in a hotel, in a towel, by elevator, on camera. He just didn't care. It says Diddy's lawyer is determined to see the rap mogul out from behind bars. We caught up with his lawyer. I'm not going to even butcher his name, but it's his lawyer, Mark, outside the courthouse in NYC Tuesday, where he vowed to keep fighting until Combs is a free man. Though Diddy was denied bail in court Tuesday, his attorney is feeling confident heading into a bail appeal, noting it will be a different judge for the hearing. They're not letting this dude out, bro. I don't care what you say, how much money you got, family. They're not letting you out. That's a wrap, bro. You beat this case. You told on to like you had to tell on another country's president that, or you know what I'm saying? Yeah, another country's president or leader that they was involved with this too. So the only way you getting out, bro. You're not getting out. Yeah, let me see what else he say. Judge Robin Ternovsky told the court, I probably butchered that name, told the court, I thank your family members for coming, but I cannot release them. Diddy's son, Christian, and Justin were inside the courtroom at the time. Bruh, that boy looking pitiful in this picture. I ain't trying to laugh at nobody's downfall, but bro, what you think was gonna happen, man? You out here living like this. They even talked about, it says Diddy attorney is taking on the narrative that the rap mogul isn't a brute and a bully. Bullshit. Seemingly hinting there's more to the story regarding the 2016 hotel hallway incident involving Combs and his girlfriend Cassie. No, we saw. We don't care. We saw. And even if there's more to the story, it wasn't filmed, and there's no way for you to prove or corroborate that, you know, she did something to you and you retaliated defending yourself. We got you on tape physically kicking this woman. So, you know what I mean? Like, you can't really argue that. It says, Diddy's camp argued victim one was looking through his phone and discovered he had more than one girlfriend, hitting the rapper in the head with a cell phone and taking off with his clothing, which explains why he was in the hallway in the towel in the footage that surfaced back in May. Even if this is true, you can't prove it. And in what we saw, no one's gonna agree or defend you or make that a reason, because we don't have any information that, or any video or anyone that can corroborate your story that she hit you in the head with a cell phone. So you SOL with that one, buddy. Straight up. Ain't nothing you can do about that. Let me see. What else we got down here? Well, Diddy's lawyers claim he's not a perfect person, though found himself in toxic relationships, but claims they were mutual. Okay. I want to look at the overview. I think I got the indictment on one of these webpages, but I want to look at the overview. Let's see. However, earlier in court, it was suggested that Diddy wrote a large check to an ex for 10 years. It's unclear who received the payment and for what reason. That don't look good. It says, what's more, the feds say the witness they've interviewed have universally expressed their fear, and prosecutors claim that Diddy called his former artist, Kalina Harper, 54 times a day before she made a statement about a recent lawsuit they were named in. I think that boy, he was nervous. Prosecutors also say Diddy got the money and the means to be a flight route, which he does, but I probably think they probably going to take all of his passport, and they probably going to stop him. They might freeze his accounts just in case, but you never know. I believe that they say that the feds saw pink powder and it tested positive for ecstasy and was found in Diddy's hotel room, as well as other drugs. Yeah, this boy is out of there. This boy is out of here. Diddy offered to fork over a staggering $50 million as bond. He wouldn't pay the amount in cash. Instead, he offered up his $48 million Miami mansion and his mother's home as collateral. Dang, you putting up your mama's home? That's crazy. and said he was willing to wear a GPS monitor and limit his travel to South Florida and to NYC area. So the court hearing is still going. Let me see. You already know. Like, I haven't even been looking at the memes. You already know there's probably 100 memes on Twitter right now. Let's go see. I'm trying to find. I would play some of this, but I ain't trying to get a copyright infringement. So this is what, let's see, this is, I guess it's the 5 points that's been covered so far. What we know about Diddy's arrest. Music mogul Sean Diddy Combs, who was arrested last night in a hotel in New York, has been charged with racketeering, sex trafficking, and a transportation to engage in prostitution. I wonder if this is transportation to engage prostitution. I wonder if that matters if they were adults and they were willing participants, or does this have something to do with underage women? At the hearing, we know he pled not guilty. He was denied bail. Charges are tied to freak-offs, coerced sex acts that Combs allegedly orchestrated and recorded, according to a federal indictment. When you think about when the feds come for you, 9 times out of 10, 99% of the time, they got enough information to put you behind bars. So he's probably going to do some jail time. I don't think he's going to get out of this. A bail appeal hearing is set for tomorrow afternoon, and Combs has faced a wave of lawsuits, one as recent as last week, accusing him of sexual assault and misconduct in the past year. He denied any wrongdoing. This man is going to be sitting up there with R. Kelly, bruh. Harvey Weinstein, I know he's trying to do an appeal. I think he's doing an appeal, but he's still in prison. Authorities found bags of pink powder. We know that to be ecstasy now. They're claiming they were consenting adults, but I want to know about the underage women. You know, Combs isn't guilty of sex trafficking, just cheating. Lawyer says they were consenting adults. Yeah, we're gonna find out. Where is the? Someone was telling me to look at the overview. Where's it? Okay, here's the overview. Let me make this bigger so I can see this, so y'all can see it. So let's close this out. It says, here's the overview. Count 1, racketeering and conspiracy. Good Lord. Racketeering conspiracy. For decades, Sean Combs, a.k.a. Puff Daddy, a.k.a. P. Diddy, a.k.a. Diddy, a.k.a. PD, a.k.a. Love, the defendant abused, threatened, and coerced women and others around him to fulfill his sexual desires, protect his reputation, and conceal his conduct. To do so, Combs relied on the employees' resources and influence and multifaceted business empire that he led and controlled, creating a criminal enterprise whose members and associates engaged in and attempted to engage in, among the crimes, sex trafficking, forced labor, kidnapping, arson, bribery, and destruction of justice. Good Lord. Sean Combs, we already know all the AKAs. The defendant operated his business headquartered in various times in Manhattan, Los Angeles, and under a variety of United States-based corporation entities, including Bad Boy Entertainment, Combs Enterprises, and Combs Global. Corporate entities in the Combs business included, among other things, record labels, a recording studio, an apparel line, and alcoholic spirits business, a marketing agency, and a television network and media company. Good Lord. Let's see what at all times to this indictment, the defendant engaged in a persistent and persuasive pattern of abuse towards women and other individuals. This abuse was at times verbal, emotional, physical, and sexual. As a part of his pattern of abuse, Combs manipulated women to participate in highly orchestrated performances of sexual activity with male commercial sex workers. At times, Combs and other acting at his discretion, male arrangements for women and commercial sex workers to fly to Combs' location. Combs ensured participation from the women by, among other things, obtaining and distributing narcotics to them, drugging them to do sex, controlling their careers, leveraging his financial support, and threatening to cut off the same, and using intimidation and violence. This boy is out of there. See what else they got up in here. Yeah, they saying on numerous occasions from at least 2009 and continuing for years, Combs assaulted women by, among other things, striking, punching, dragging, throwing objects, and kicking them. I think a lot of these women have photos and have videos of the stuff that's been going on. Because there has to be a way that the feds are corroborating all of this. They just not gonna go by just saying or just by he say she say or just hearsay. They probably have a lot of evidence substantiating a lot of this stuff. There were assaults at times witnessed by others, and including one incident, a Los Angeles hotel in March 2016, which was captured in a video. A later public reported where Combs kicked, dragged, and threw a vase at a woman. See, I didn't know that. As she attempted to leave. Man, and hotel staff interview. Hey, I want to know if he's been doing this, and this has been happening in a lot of hotels. Why haven't a lot of this hotel footage? I've only seen maybe two hotel footage, security footage. I wonder if he's paying off, hotel security or hotels to not release any of this footage. Let's see what else we got here. Let's see. The defendant used the Combs business, including certain employees, to carry out, facilitate, and cover up his abuse and commercial sex. Those employees, including security staff, household staff, personal assistants, and high-ranking supervisors, and other close associates acted on Combs' intermediaries, and their conduct was facilitated and assisted by Combs' control of Combs' business. Bro, if they got proof that his employees, including staff, household staff, personal assistants, and high-ranking supervisors, they all should be held accountable if they, help this man commit any of these crimes. Let me see. But good Lord, this dude, members and associates of Combs Enterprise engaged and attempted to engage in, amongst other activities, sex trafficking, forced labor, interstate transportation of purposes of prostitution, coercion, and enticement to engage in prostitution, narcotics offense, kidnapping, arson, robbery, and obstruction of justice. Good, they throwing the book. They finna bury this dude. Let me see. Combs Enterprise, including its leadership, its members, and its associates, constituted an enterprise defined by Title 18 United States Code Section 1961. This is a group of individuals associated in fact, although not a legal entity. Boy, he is out of there. I just want to see if they have any things about freak-offs in here. Because we know, they're going to hit him with the purposes. Let me see. The purposes of Combs Enterprise. The purpose of Combs Enterprise included the following: operating a global business in the media, entertainment, and lifestyle industries, including, among other things, record labels, a recording studio, apparel line, alcoholic, we saw this, alcohol, spirits, and marketing agency and television network. Preserving and protecting, promoting, and enhancing the power reputation of the brand. Boy, this fool. So basically they saying his whole business was to enrich his life and all his desires from just everything. Anything he can consume is basically what his business was used for. Basically what they're saying is enriching members and associates of the enterprise, included its leader, Combs, in particular, those who demonstrated loyalty to Combs and willingness to conceal his crimes. Yeah, y'all all going to jail. Every one of y'all going to jail. Let's see. Preserving, protecting, and enhancing the power of the Combs Enterprise, including the power of its leaders, Combs, through violence, use of firearms, threats of violence, coercion, and verbal, emotional, physical, and sexual abuse. My allergies is killing me right now. Basically, that's what I said. All his gratifications, money, sexual gratification, through exploitation of women and commercial sex acts, just money, drugs, alcohol, guns, everything. Let me see. This bro. And the fact that other people who was associated with him used, here's the thing about the freak off, so we're going to read that. But just, other associates to his having proximity and the power, they used their power having proximity to Diddy, they were able to coerce people to do things as well. Let me see about these freak offs, though. I'll just start from here. Combs and other members and associates of the Combs Enterprise wielded the power and prestige of Combs' role at the Combs business to intimidate, threaten and lure female victims. Excuse me, it's been a long night. Been doing a lot of editing. To lure female victims into Combs' orbit, often under the pretense of romantic relationships. So basically, the lover boy technique from what's his name? I can't even remember his name. Andrew Tate, the Tate brothers, the lover boy. You know what I'm saying? We gonna lie to you and say you're gonna get all this stuff because you think I like you. Combs then used threats of force and coercion to cause victims to engage in extended sex acts with male commercial sex workers that Combs referred to as, amongst other things, freak-offs. Freak-offs were elaborate and produced sex performances that Combs arranged, he's directing, and masturbated during, and often electronically recorded. What an idiot, bro. In arranging these freak-offs, Combs, with the assistance of members and associates of the Combs enterprise, transported and caused to be transported commercial sex workers across state lines and internationally. I wonder if he would be charged with crimes internationally too as well, just not here in the United States. Freak-offs occurred regularly, sometimes lasted multiple days, and often involved multiple commercial sex workers. During freak-offs, Combs distributed a variety of controlled substances to victims, in part to keep the victims obedient and compliant. Sometimes, unbeknownst to the victims, Combs kept videos he filmed of victims engaging in sex acts with commercial sex workers. After freak-offs, Combs and the victims typically received IV fluids to recover from the physical exertion and drug use. Good Lord, bro. You're tripping, bro. I mean, if all of this was, with consenting adults, it wouldn't be a bad thing. But, bro, forcing people to do this and drugging people to keep them, intoxicated or lethargic, and to keep them to still involve themselves or participate in these acts and these freak-offs is wild, bro. Let me see. Among other things, booking hotels rooms for freak-offs, stocking the hotel rooms in advance with freak-off supplies. Freak-off supplies, including controlled substance, baby oil, lubricant, extra linens, and lighting. This dude was literally having a full-on production. Like, I wonder if they got the video to these productions that he was directing and developing or producing, because basically he's producing OnlyFans or actual, adult content. You know what I mean? So that boy tripping. Let me see what else he got. We know about the delivering the IVs, scheduling the IVs, large sums of cash to pay the commercial sex workers. Like, yeah. Like this whole, I'm gonna probably dig into this a little longer. I ain't trying to keep y'all too long. I just want to go over some of the basics and the overview of it. But let's get into the racketeering. This is what I was looking for. So this is what they got for here for the racketeering. Woo! So let's get into the racketeering. This is what they got him for the racketeering. From at least in or about 2008 through on or about the date of the filing of this indictment in the Southern District of New York and elsewhere, Sean Combs, the defendant, and other known and unknown being persons employed by or associated with Combs Enterprise described in paragraphs 6 through 12 of this indictment, and an enterprise engaged in the activities of which affected interstate and foreign commerce, knowingly combined, conspired, confederated, and agreed together with each other to violate the racketeering laws of the United States, to wit, Title 18, United States Code, Section 1962C, that is, to conduct and participate directly and indirectly in the conduct of affairs of the Combs Enterprise through the pattern of racketeering activity, as the term is defined by Title 18, United States Code, Section 1961.1 and 1961.5, consisting of, let's go through these. Let me see how many they got. Good Lord. Yeah, he going to prison for a long time. Multiple acts involving kidnapping, chargeable under the following provisions: state law, California Penal Code 207, kidnapping, California Penal Code 21A 66 for attempt, California Penal Code 31, aiding and abetting, and California Penal Code 182. You guys can pause and read this. I'm not gonna, say all the penal codes, but we just gonna try to run through it pretty fast. Multiple acts involving arson, multiple acts involving bribery. Let me see what else. Multiple acts under Title 18, United States Code, Section 1512. What is this? Relating to tampering and with witnesses, victim and or an informant. Relating to forced labor. Okay, we got forced labor. We got sex trafficking. Relating to transportation and inducement to travel for purposes of prostitution and other illegal sexual activities. Multiple offenses involving the possession with the intent to distribute or distribution of narcotics or controlled substance, including cocaine, oxycodone. I don't know how to even say that word. Methamphetamine, huh? Hydroxybutyric. I don't know how to say that either. And ketamine. I don't know how to say none of this. Whatever it is, I believe he probably had to get a prescription to get this stuff. The distribution of possession with the intent to distribute and conspiracy to do the same. Yeah, my boy's out of there. Let's see what else. It was part of the conspiracy. What's oh my God. Count 2. That was all count 1. And so now we're sex trafficking by force and fraud and coercion. Good Lord, bro. You're out of there. Let me see. The defendant in and affecting interstate and foreign commerce knowingly recruited, enticed, harbored, transported, provided, obtained, advertised, maintained, patronized, and solicited by any means a person knowing in a reckless disregard of the fact that means of force, threats of force, fraud, and coercion, and described in Title 18 in the United States Code. Let me see. That's basically, okay, it's basically the same thing. It just seems like it's been restated. Who's victim 1? Recruited, enticed, harbored, transported, and maintained a person, victim 1, and attempted, aided, and abetted willfully, caused victim 1 to engage in commercial sex acts, knowing in a reckless disregard for the fact that the victim 1 was engaging in, commercial sex acts as a result of force and fraud and coercion. Count 3, transportation of engaged prostitution. Basically saying the same thing again. Forfeiture allegations. As a result of committing the offense alleged in Court 1 of this indictment, the defendant shall forfeit the United States pursuant to Title 18 U.S. Code Section 1963 any and all interest that the defendant acquire or maintain a violation of Title 18 United States Code 1962, any and all interest, securities, claims against, and property or contractual rights of any kind affording a source of influence over the enterprise named and described herein which the defendant established, operated, controlled, conducted, and participated in conduct in violation of Title 18 United States Code 1962. Boy, this boy, it's all coming to a head now. Like, let me see. Yeah, he substitute assets provision. What is this? Any of the above described forfeiture property as a result of any act of omission to the offendant cannot be located upon the exercise of due diligence, has been transferred or sold to or deposited with a third person, has been placed beyond the jurisdiction of the court, has been substantially diminished in value, has been, what is that? Coming led, has been coming led with other property. I probably pronounced that all wrong. Never seen that word a day in my life. With the property which cannot be subdivided without difficulty. in this attempt, the United States pursuant to Title 18, okay. To seek forfeiture of any property of defendant up to the defendant up to the value of the above forfeiture property. Boy, they finna get him. They finna seize all of this. But bruh, let me see what else we got up here. We know he not pleading not guilty. The racketeering charges. Where else we at? Oh, Combs has vowed he won't. So basically, what he's trying to plead for bail so he can get out. So he's basically saying he vows not to have women at his house as he begs the judge to release him to home detention amid sickening sex crime charges. Let me see what this say. Let me make this a little bigger for y'all so y'all can see it. Sean Diddy Combs. Oh, all these ads, bro. Sean Diddy Combs vowed he won't have any women visit his Florida mansion Wednesday as his defense attorney begs a judge to release him to home detention until he faces trial on sex trafficking and racketeering charges. They're not letting you out, my guy. If they let him out on a $50 million bond, I don't know. I feel as they should keep him there. He's done too much. You understand what I'm saying? Like, but I get proven innocent until proven guilty and having your day in court, you know what I mean, having your constitutional rights. But I think they're going to hold him. I don't think they're going to let him out. He's did too much. The 54-year rapper was set to appear for a second day in a row in Manhattan Federal Court at 3:30 p.m. for a hearing where he'll request to be sprung from the notorious Metropolitan Detention Center on a $50 million bond. His attorneys argued that electronic monitoring and a slew of other conditions should assure the trial judge and prosecutors that Combs won't go on the lam or harm others while he awaits trial. I don't know, man. Like, they keeping him. I don't think they're gonna let him out, and I think if they let him out, there's gonna be a big outcry about it. So I don't necessarily think they're gonna let this man out of jail. But let me see what else we got. Excuse me, boy. I just keep yawning. I took a Benadryl. Now it's starting to kick in. Let me see. Prosecutors during the hearing convinced the magistrate judge that no conditions on release could protect the community from Combs and ensure he wouldn't flee or try to interfere with witnesses. Like that's all I'm saying. He's done too much. They're not gonna let him out. Let me see. The Bad Boy Records founder also noted he's in the process of trying to sell his private plane, which will be kept in Los Angeles, California. In the meantime, a fact which shows he doesn't plan to go on the run from the law. I mean, it's not like you getting rid of your plane is not gonna stop you from running. You know what I mean? So Combs had promised to remain on home detention at his $50 million Miami, Florida estate with GPS monitoring and vowed to restrict his travel to South Florida, New Jersey, and parts of New York. He's also offering to secure the bond with the Sunshine State Mansion so he and seven family members will all co-sign the bond. Yeah, bro, they're not letting you out, bro. They're not you facing lawsuits, sexual assault, racketeering, international prostitution. Like, bro, you're out of there. Let me see. Let me see what else they got. Combs' lawyer also took aim at prosecutors for making a show of arresting the client. What do you mean making a show of arresting the client where he already been in the Big Apple since September 5th? Nah, bro. The public needed to see you get arrested, family. Like, we asked him for a time to surrender. They never got back to us. The letter says the government withheld this information solely so they could arrest Mr. Combs and not allow him to surrender, which he flew to New York to do so. You be all right. You be all right. But yo, like, just seeing this is wild to me. Like, it actually took this long. I mean, it's the same thing with R. Kelly. It took forever for them to catch R. Kelly. Let's see. Let me go. Let's go look up. Let's go see anybody else saying here, man. But Tupac explains PDiddy set him up to get shot. Man, I would play some of this, but I knew these memes is. I wonder how all these other artists and actors who are in videos with him, how they feel now, and if they knew anything, like for real, like. But I ain't gonna keep y'all too long, man. Like, y'all let me know y'all thoughts in the comment section. Oh man, my camera is tilted like a mug right now. Y'all just let me know in the comment section. This boy going to prison for a long time, and there ain't no way he getting out of that. But let me know in the comments if y'all think he should get out, he shouldn't get out. Do you think he's guilty? Do you think he's not guilty? And do you believe any of the victims? And do you think just because you're transporting women to have sex with you, is it actual, human trafficking or, illegal prostitution? So y'all just let me know in the comments. For y'all who